Hello.
Hi,
Hi.
Auntie.
Hi, girls. How are you? You look so pretty. Look at you. Let me see with the Patriots. That's
Go Pats.
amazing. Oh, I should go get Pats. I have a
You have blue
sweatshirt
on.
downstairs. I didn't even think about it.
Good
Sorry.
enough.
Hey, Kelly. Kelly's here. Good morning, everyone. Kelly's awesome. She's my mod. How are you girls doing this? You're so sweet on a Sunday of a snowstorm to show up with Auntie. How are you?
Cold.
Oh,
Freaking
that wasn't even
cold.
planned.
I watched Prince for an hour today. My cheeks are red. I came in, I'm like, I have chapped cheeks from it. It was 0 degrees out. It was so
I'm
flippin'
surprised you
cold.
walked him. You didn't walk him on the snow, did you?
I did. His legs were he was shivering. It was
Okay.
awful. Hold on. We got to say hi to people. Just blame it on my wilds. Good morning. It's a bunny. When you see the bunnies, that's from Jess Machado's show. She calls everyone bunnies. We're still working on what do we call our people. Your mom wants to call everyone chicklets, but someone else came
up
out
with that.
You don't like that?
No, I came up with that last
Oh,
show.
you did. That's why she does hi grandma kisses. Hey, it's one of our say hi to Auntie Deb.
Hi, Aunt Debbie. Miss you.
Miss you, Auntie Deb. Rat House Media came up with Watchdogs, DAWG. I like that. That's kind because if you're chicklets, you don't really, you're kind of excluding the guys. Do guys want to be chicklets? I don't know, but 80% of the audience is probably women.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, welcome everyone. I'm Cyberchick, Boston. Welcome to my command center on a Sunday. We're casual here in the command center. Hi, Auntie Lynn.
Hi, Aunt Lynn.
Hi, Auntie.
I've got my hot coffee. I've got my water with my orange always. You see that? And then Uncle Johnny came and gave me this. He was out early. He got me an iced coffee. I friggin' love it. I don't know what it's called because it says it's cut out. I can't see it. It says something like a medium dunkulator with a shot of espresso and coffee milk. Why it's not a
Dunkalatte.
Dunkalatte.
That sounds like
one.
It's really good.
This is a dunkulator. Well, it's cut out. In all fairness, I wouldn't know that.
Dunkulator sounds like a weapon.
Dunkulator, my command center. It is so good, but I'm gonna be like high. It's strong.
Oh yeah, I'm like jumping off walls when I have it.
Girls, introduce yourselves.
I got yelled at last time for giving
By me? No,
Really?
I was teasing. You can say, hey, whatever you're comfortable to put out there, you'll have a fan base in no time. Go ahead, Mads. Introduce. Say it. Give it away.
Okay, hi, I'm Maddie. I'm 28 years old. I live in Boston. And today I'm really nervous because we have the Patriots playing today. We're representing.
Go Pats.
We're not nervous.
Pats. We're confident, excited.
We are. Go ahead, Nikki.
Hi, everyone. I'm Nikki. I'm 26 and I live in Boston as well. I'm the baby sister.
It's so funny because when you're in your 20s, that's part of your intro is how old you are. I would never start out my intro saying my age. That's so cute. You guys are so cute. Thank you again. Okay, so first we have a lot to get through, and you guys can. I know you have a lot to do to prep for your game, our game. Oh, and your dad said beautiful women. Did you see that?
Hi, Dad.
Thanks, Dad.
Hi, Dad. Right here. Morning, beautiful ladies. Hi, Dad. How are you? Hi, hippie chick. I have to say hi to people that are here. I love people. Here we go. Denise Knoll. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. It is. So what do you do? We're getting 2 feet of snow. Is it snowing here? No. Is it snowing there?
I'm doing the stupid thing, and Dad, don't give me any advice. I'm Ubering to Maddie, me and my roommate, to watch this game, which honestly, Maddie, we're going to be bringing our work stuff because God forbid we get snowed there. But we're going to the Super Bowl. You know what? We have to. I have to Uber to her to watch this game. Like, we can't watch it alone.
Okay, Boston Booties. Your mom says hi.
Hi, Mom.
So, okay. Questions. Not if we get snow. You're getting 2 feet of snow in Boston. So you think Ubers are going to be out. So number one, they can't even drive on dry pavement.
Well, I think Ubers will be operating, but do we want to put our life in the hands of an Uber driver?
I think you'd be better off flirting with a plow guy.
Maybe
You
we'll
know
find
what?
one.
We're diehard fans, Auntie. Like, we're going out.
Yeah, you got to watch it at a bar when you're in
Yeah.
Boston.
You have to.
Oh my gosh. So do you think bars will be open?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. You can't even make a reservation. Like, you just got to show up and put your name in and hope for the best. So, we're gonna be safe.
Was that something you talked about, going to watch the Pats at a bar, but you decided Maddie's place would be better?
Yeah,
Well,
because
we're
the
playing it
place-
by ear.
yeah, and just like the part of the city I'm in, there's just so many more sports bars and places to watch with like a bunch of TVs. So this is where everyone usually comes to watch the games anyways.
Okay. Hi, C Star. Good morning, ladies. Bunny was just checking on Skip. I'll tell you who Skip is. Skip, we'll get to that later because it's a thing. Who in the chat has snow already? Here's another mod. Hi, Side Eye Jess, driving her teenager around. Oh my gosh. Nikki, can you take the tea? Auntie wants to know.
Not to South Boston.
South
I'm lucky
Boston.
being in the North End because I can literally take any line. But Southie is like there's only the red line and it's nowhere near Maddie, so I'd have to Uber to her anyways from like the red line.
Unless you
Here
want to
comes your mom coming in hot.
Mom, no.
Mom, they're in
Hey.
Boston. I thought you might end up coming here. I honestly thought you might come here.
We debated it.
Yeah. So, Maddie, do you have to park your car in a garage for? That was such a Boston sentence. Park your car in the garage.
that I'm having yet. No, luckily. So when there's a parking ban, which there is, it's mainly just the main streets that you can't park on. So luckily my street isn't one of the streets listed, so I'm leaving my car there, but I'm gonna have to shovel it out, which is crazy because I'm not used to that. When I'm home, my dad just does it for me.
Dad, can your father go and shovel you out?
Yeah,
Do you have
Dad-
a shovel?
I have a shovel and like a little thing to knock the snow off.
Good job. That's
Yep.
fabulous. It's not snowing here yet. Someone's asking.
Yeah, not here.
Deb says to pick her up too. Okay, Auntie Lynn's telling you to take the green line to the red
But
line.
Auntie, her apartment from the red line is so far. Like I wouldn't be able
It's like
to
a mile.
walk to her apartment. Yeah, I'd have to
It's
Uber.
a mile. Come on, girls. I did 3 miles this morning. Update. It's snowing in Franklin, Mass. So it's up. Look at everyone's giving me updates. This is so
Wow.
phenomenal. Okay, so Boston. So Microsoft had an AI tour schedule, a customer conference Tuesday, and they just canceled it because it's a big deal to get 2 feet of snow. I mean,
Yeah.
for us, it's not that big of a deal,
Yeah.
but in Boston, there's no place to put it. The streets are small. Everyone's going to take up the parking garages to get their cars covered.
Yeah.
Don't make fun of me, Nikki.
I can't help it.
He's just laughing at me for how I'm enunciating parking.
It's the Boston accent.
So what's on? So the game's at 3. What are we cooking?
We're probably just gonna eat at whatever bar we're at.
There you go. We're back to the. So you're in walking distance of bars, I'm assuming.
Yeah, like it's literally a 2-minute walk, not even.
Okay.
We're gonna play it by ear. I'm probably gonna head to hers like, oh God, I don't even know. Probably around 1. I don't know. It's supposed to get bad around. It's supposed to start at 11 here. So maybe we're playing it by ear. So I'm gonna head to her, and then at her place we're gonna decide if we're gonna stay in. We'll
bring
probably
bring your work clothes. Do you have work tomorrow? Yeah, I guess with remote, everyone works.
Yeah.
You probably won't go in the office.
Oh yeah, I won't go in the office tomorrow. I mean,
Yeah.
I just talked about my roommate. We're like, worst comes to worst, like we're all gonna work from Maddie's apartment tomorrow.
Work from home party.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the worst case. But
Okay, I have a question about the Pats. So you guys told me to watch Drake's wife, Ann Michael.
And Michael May, the first lady of New England.
The first lady
Yeah.
of New England.
Imagine-
She's adorable. I have some concerns about her cooking. So I've been watching it. Have you guys you both ready to
Yes.
get like
you're gonna get canceled, Auntie.
Your first scandal.
Oh God, we can't be a part of that.
No, she's adorable. I love that she's cooking. But there were 2 instances where she was making the chicken salad for him.
I saw that video.
she cross-contaminated everything. She took the mayonnaise spoon and put it in the relish jar.
Yeah.
She was getting ripped for that. And it's funny because I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, honey, you got to rinse it or use different spoons. Like,
Hey, if her husband gets us another Super Bowl, she can do whatever she wants.
She
Okay.
can do whatever she wants.
she can cross-contaminate.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But I
That's
did
it.
notice that.
You did. Dora says to be young again. I know these girls keep us young. Let me tell you. Okay, the second thing, and maybe she's doing it off screen, but she made. I'm so critical. You know me with germs. And Auntie Lynn would be 3 times as bad. She made lettuce wrap things.
I saw that
I
too.
didn't see her wash her lettuce. Do you think she washed it? It looked like she took it out of the bag, cut it, and boated those
Maybe-
bad things up.
Maybe she did it off screen. It was too much admin.
Okay, let's go with that.
Yeah.
And her knife and her chopping, but she's young, so she's good. I'm not being critical. At least she's cooking for our quarterback. So
Yeah.
I do
Exactly.
like her. I saw a really cute video. You probably saw it put together of them. And I'm like, oh my God, they are so cute.
They're
They
so
are.
cute. She
They're
really
young.
knew what she was doing.
Zach's here, everyone.
I'm so-
Okay, here's Lynn weighing in. This is Zach. I'm not a chicken, Zach. Adding mayo to relish is not cross. Really? So if you take, this is coming from Aunt Lynn. Seriously, if you take a spoon and dip it in mayonnaise, take it out, and then dip it in relish, that's okay, Sister Lynn? I have to hear. You're telling me that's okay in your
Except
book?
it's in the jar.
So now the mayonnaise is in the relish jar. That's okay? We're okay with that? Okay. All right. No, I'm fine with it. Nikki, tell me about your sales kickoff meeting that you just got back from. Nikki, and let me just say, I'm so proud of you. Nikki was on stage, which, early in career, that's a huge deal. And it's nerve-wracking when you're not used to it. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you. It was, I mean, everyone can relate to a sales kickoff. It was so good meeting everyone. The material was great, but like it is 60 hours jam-packed in 3 days of all being together. And it is just like the most exhausting thing ever. And I was the last session of the last day. So like I had
Oh my
3
God.
days of just, I don't want to say panic. I'm like proud of myself too. Like I definitely spoke very well in front of my company, but like Auntie, my face, I will not get over it. I felt my face for some reason just turn pink red, and I can't stop thinking about it. It's like in my nightmares.
No, I know exactly what I get that here. So I don't get nervous at all, but I get red.
Yeah.
Throughout I don't know if it's the talking. I also have this huge spotlight on me for some reason, because if I turn it off, this is what I look like. It's just not a good light. So I have good lighting. But, and when you're on stage, it's the lights, but no one noticed. I guarantee you no one noticed. Was your heart beating really fast?
It was. And like, I'm proud of myself because I spoke clearly. I spoke very well. And that's like,
of course you did. I have no doubt.
I'm surprised of how well I spoke. Like I was very well prepared, but like, if anyone has any tips of how not to get your face red, luckily I'd self-tanner on, so I wasn't pale. So I think I turned like ish. But like I felt it like almost like those cartoon where like the temperature rises, and I felt it go through my ears, and I'm like, I'm bright red. And then I couldn't stop thinking about me being bright red. Yeah. So
there's a couple of things you can do. It's called grounding yourself when you get there. And honestly, it's just experience. You're just going to have to live through it, and it's experience. But you're supposed to ground yourself. Like if you're sitting there, just center yourself. And sometimes take a little deep breath just to clear your mind and breathe through your nose just to settle down. And a trick that I do when I'm speaking at conferences, I will always somehow I have to get through the first sentence and then ask someone a question so that I just need that minute where the attention is off of me. It's hard to do in what you were doing though. And then once you get in the flow, I talk fast, you talk fast. We're from the Northeast. So I am always just trying to concentrate on don't talk fast.
Yeah.
You know?
I received the best advice. It was like, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be present. And the audience is like rooting you on. They want you to do well. So I don't know. That
and this
really
is what
helped.
I tell people that used to report to me. I'm like, no one's listening. How often are you actually listening to what people are saying when they're on stage? You're looking at other things. So I always say,
that's so true.
It's really true. Someone said that to me because I was hemming and hawing about starting my YouTube channel, and they're like, their advice was, it won't be perfect. Just do it. Like, it has to be done. You just have to do it. But I'm
Yeah.
super proud of you because it's really
Thank
hard.
you.
When I was young in career, we would go to the sales kickoff meetings and they were a drunk fest, and cops would be called, people would be hospitalized. Like, is it the same? Affairs would be had. Not me, because I was married for 100 years, but like I would witness this shit and be like, I would tell my team, like, if I'm being, if the cops call me, like, that's not a good thing in the middle of the night. And that would happen.
Yeah, I didn't drink at all with my
Good
coworkers.
girl.
Like, I was
Good
in
girl.
bed by 9 because those sessions, I applaud people if they can drink, because it is like 8 to 6 with maybe 3 15-minute breaks and a lunch. Like, even if like you're sitting there and you have to pay attention because your boss is right next to you, your CEO like is present. So I don't know how people do it, but I definitely was able to witness a lot of people that drank a little too much. Like, you're just the talk of the office. And so I was like, nope.
That's what I tell my boys. You don't want to be the one everyone's talking about. One of my last wild, I didn't think they were wild anymore, but I'm at a big company where we don't do that and it wouldn't be tolerated. But those startups, man, they were crazy. And one of the last ones was we would go to Puerto Rico, Costa Rica. We had them everywhere. We used to it was fun.
Yeah.
The last one in Florida, I want to say one of the young guys on the team, he did wind up going to the hospital and lost his credit card. Like, you don't want to be that person.
Yeah, I know.
You don't want to be that person. But I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
And you know what? You are busy. That's the other thing people don't realize. Your day starts 7:00 breakfast, and then you're just with a room full of people. If you're an introvert, it's hell, because and then you go, let's go. And then you have dinners planned and events.
Oh my
and
God,
you're back at the hotel at 10 or 11.
Yeah. And you do it all over again. And then you're up at 7 because you got to eat breakfast because there's no other time.
I remember that.
It was great though. Like, as much as it is like, I hate to use the word Pam. It's just like you're there and you have to be present and you're doing activities, you're networking. I was in a pantsuit like both days, like so professional. Like, it's a lot, but it's over.
People dressed up because I only wear jeans. I don't dress up.
Jeans weren't allowed. They said, they were like, whatever you wear to the office, and I'm pretty professional in the office. They're like, don't wear that. Wear like professional. So I was in a pantsuit, a really cute one though. It was brown.
Really? You guys are
jacket. I wore a jacket and everything. Yeah. It was very professional,
crazy.
which I'm glad. I would rather be overdressed than underdressed.
100%. And you show up better. So Uncle Johnny's kickoff meeting is in New Orleans this week, and they canceled it. And I'm glad they canceled it, because he would be like, do I go? Is it like, people aren't going to be able to fly into New Orleans. So Zach doesn't think a pantsuit can be cute. Zach, maybe you can't
This one
wear
was.
Yeah, Nikki's adorable. So Nikki's cute in sweatpants, honey. So let's stop. Okay, let me see. What else did we want to talk about? Okay, so you guys can leave whenever you want. I want to show you, I love Brian Ensign. I tell everyone all the time. I watch his videos all the time, but he had one this week that as soon as I listened to it, I said, I want to get Nikki and Maddie's opinion on this. It's about the Idaho 4, which, if everyone remembers, the 4 beautiful college students that were taken away and murdered by Brian Kohlberger. It's really interesting. Their families filed a lawsuit, I guess a couple of weeks ago or last week. This is the first I'm hearing about it, against Washington State University. I'm going to play a little bit of Brian. Everyone needs to go and like Brian and tell Brian he needs to have Cyberchick in Boston, or Cheryl, on to talk about the cult. I've been trying to email him, but I think he left News Nation, and I keep emailing them, and they're probably annoyed at this point. So I don't know how to reach him, Brian. So go sub to Brian and tell him he needs to talk to me about the cult. And then we're going to just listen. I'll stop because I want your opinions. And some people have been freezing when they've been doing this on StreamYard because of the weather. Hopefully we won't have any issues, because I have Ethernet connection right where it should be. And let me know if you can hear this.
All right, so I've been going through this lawsuit. It's like 126 pages. Again, this is the lawsuit filed by all 4 families from the Idaho murders, all the victims of Brian Koberger, filed against Washington State University. It's interesting that all 4 families have signed on to the same lawsuit. I knew that they all communicated with each other, but it's, I think, the first thing I've really seen them all do together. And it's interesting. I went through the whole thing. I'm going to go through the whole thing with you, and I highlighted all the parts that I want to go through with you. Some of it I knew, some of it is from police reports that were released publicly. Other things I didn't know, but the general mission of this is they are trying to prove that Washington State University should have done something, should have terminated Brian Koberger's employment, should have kicked him out of school based on all of these complaints.
I'm kicking this up to 1 1/4 because he talks slow and I need to listen fast. Let me know if you guys hate that. Let me know.
And allegations against him before the murders. And there are a lot. I mean, there are more than a dozen different specific complaints in women who came forward saying that he threatened them, or that they felt threatened by him, or that he stalked them, all sorts of allegations here. So let me just go through it. And this is going to be a really deep dive, but I think there's going to be things in here that you did not know about. So they are saying that he worked to obtain a PhD with a study focused on sexually motivated burglars and serial killers, and that he was heavily reliant on WSU, who paid him salary, provided free on-campus housing, medical benefits, and free tuition, all conditioned on his behavior and subject to be revoked. Almost immediately upon his arrival to the Pullman-Moscow community, Koberger developed a reputation for discriminatory, harassing, and stalking behavior, instilling substantial fear among young female students and fellow WSU employees, necessitating regular security escorts for multiple females, despite receiving at least 13 formal complaints of Koberger's inappropriate, predatory, and menacing behavior. WSU failed to respond in any meaningful way and allowed Koberger's escalating behavior to continue unchecked. On November 13th, 2022, a foreseeable, so they call it a foreseeable and in fact predictable tragedy occurred when Koberger entered the bedrooms of 4 undergraduate students and violently stabbed them to death. These deaths should not and would not have occurred if WSU had acted appropriately, according to the lawsuit. They're saying that these files, these police files and everything they gathered paint a deeply disturbing picture of the breathtaking level of organizational paralysis and inaction by WSU that enabled Koberger over a period of months to stalk his victims and plan and commit these heinous murders. He had a history of heroin addiction. He had been arrested for theft and had numerous posts over a period of years on public forums commenting about his inability to feel emotion and his crazy thoughts. He had been removed from a vocational program in high school because of problems with women, and later local business owners had become so alarmed in his behavior toward young women that staff kept electronic notes about him to warn female staff when he arrived. So they're trying to show the backstory here that WSU should have known about. Almost immediately upon
Auntie Lynn, he didn't work for the university, the Idaho University. He worked for Washington State University, and that's who the lawsuit is against. It's against the place where he worked, which is interesting, right? Because I guess it's going to come down to, they're saying that maybe if someone had taken action, it wouldn't have happened, but yet it didn't happen at their university, but it's still infuriating. I love this. I love Brian, by the way.
Koberger's arrival in Pullman in Moscow, he began demonstrating antisocial, disturbing, and menacing behaviors. In August 2022, early in the semester, a fellow graduate student began leaving her office door open because she believed this guy was going to do something inappropriate with a student, and said that Koberger struck her as a stalker or a sexual assaulter type. Another fellow graduate student described him as a possible future rapist. Female graduate students also complained that he made them feel unsafe. He was noted to be obsessed with studying sexually motivated burglars and serial killers. Koberger would regularly stand close to their desks, loom over them, and would block their exits from on-campus offices for long periods of time. One female graduate student reported that Koberger would trap her in her office and try to talk to her about the Ted Bundy murders. Koberger followed several female students and staff to their cars after hours. Multiple female students and staff members were so uncomfortable with Koberger's behavior that security escorts were arranged for them after 5 p.m., escorts that in some instances were provided by professors and in some instances by WSU Police Department. Some graduate students reported that they kept their on-campus doors shut in an effort to keep Koberger out, while others left their doors open as a place of refuge for others if they felt threatened by Koberger. So this is painting a picture that there were a lot of people scared of Koberger.
All right, I'm going to stop it there. Have you ever been in a situation in school or at work where you have a creepy person that's creeping you out?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can relate to this. I remember once going to a conference and the speaker just was fixated on me and and I was really young. I was like, what the hell's going on? And the people around me that I was working with were like, do you know him? And I'm like, I don't know him at all. And it made me really uncomfortable. And he wanted to go have dinner afterwards. And I'm like, hello? Yeah, he was like 50 and I was in my 20s, and it was creepy and gross, but not to this level. So yeah, so when we're going through this, just listen to, like, I guess what I want to know is, there's a difference between like that, the situation I just described, I was safe. I just said, no, you're creeping me out. But it sounds like this was beyond that. And that's what can you do? What, I don't know. I don't know what people could do. Let's listen.
That he became very angry, that he had built up fury and rage. One sophomore student reported that Koberger had followed her and told her bosses at WSU about the incident. In response, they told her she should not be alone with Koberger, suggested that campus security should escort her out, and commented that she was not the first to report such problems. On more than one occasion, WSU employees would stay in a room where Koberger was engaging with one of their colleagues out of concern that the colleague should not be left alone with him. On another occasion, a WSU employee told her colleague to email her with the subject heading 911 if she needed help because of Koberger. On yet another occasion, a WSU undergraduate fled into a bathroom to hide from Koberger because she was so uncomfortable with his scary behaviors. As early as mid-September 2022, WSU professors were discussing the need to do an intervention with Koberger because of the treatment of female students. Koberger's victims were encouraged to report his behaviors, and a number of them did. The WSU Office of Compliance and Civil Rights had at least 13 formal complaints related to Koberger, yet the individual in charge of acting on those complaints later reported that she had neither met nor spoke with Koberger, which is kind of alarming.
That pissed me off. 13 people reported him, and professors were claiming there was a problem, and nobody did anything. What are your thoughts?
Honestly, I feel like it doesn't really surprise me, because I feel like there's always instances of people coming forward and reporting things like this. And I mean, I know it happened at the college I attended. There was a professor that people reported him being inappropriate, and nothing really happened. I think he got demoted from I don't know, the head of some department to just like a professor. It's just like, I feel like no one really takes it seriously until something bigger happens. And then everyone's like, oh, well, how would we have known? And it's like, well, there was all these signs and you did nothing.
And you did nothing. How do we stop it? So there has to be some more awareness. So they didn't even talk to him. We'll listen to it some more, but they didn't even interview him about it. Do you think your professor was connected at the college and they liked him and that's why?
Yeah. And I think like at universities, if they will take action, it kind of looks bad on them. Like, why did you hire this creep? So I feel like they try to just sweep it under the rug.
Right. Maybe it opens them up for a lawsuit. Random Brockton Hort. Don't you love her friggin' channel name? Random Brockton Hort. I just like to say that. Nobody wanted to hurt his feelings. And how did that work out?
Yeah.
I'm glad they filed this. I almost think, in my mind, I was thinking maybe this is why he pled guilty once they read all this. Because this in court would be, I would think. I mean, I'm not a lawyer. What do I know?
This is what you think of this lawsuit, that the university didn't do anything. One student complained that she was unsatisfied with how prior reports about Koberger had been handled, and she did not believe that WSU would adequately protect her from retaliation. She continued to report her experiences, felt unsafe. One female graduate student reported that she wondered why people in power in the WSU Criminal Justice Department did not meaningfully address Koberger's behavior. During one of several faculty meetings where Koberger was discussed extensively, one faculty member remarked, "Mark my words, I work with predators. If we give him a PhD, that's the guy that in many years, when he's a professor, we will hear is harassing, stalking, and sexually abusing his students." This same WSU professor believed that Koberger was already stalking people. Koberger's supervising instructor, however, was concerned that removing him from employment at WSU would open the university up to a civil lawsuit from Koberger. So they were worried about Koberger suing them.
Yep. That's what I knew. I knew it came down to money. And they were like, if it's all about money, we'll get sued. Now, I wonder if as soon as the murders happened, I wonder if these people all knew it was him. And we didn't know, but maybe they knew. Like, I wonder if they went.
The WSU Police Department had a long, troubling, and sordid history of tolerating and, in fact, fostering inappropriate sexual behavior in its own ranks and discouraging complete and accurate reporting. of such misconduct. So the lawsuit says that the police department wasn't ready to handle this. In 2007, the WSU chief of police was demoted after an internal investigation found he had viewed inappropriate emails on his university computer. WSU was fined $80,000 by federal officials because of multiple sexual assaults that were not properly reported. So the lawsuit really digs into the past issues with the WSU police department, says that police command fostered an environment that discouraged reporting sexual conduct.
Wait, is WSU, so are they real police or just hired security? Do you guys
I
know?
think- It's probably hired security.
Yeah, it's not the real police.
Because he's acting like they're the real
We're going
police.
to hear more about this from my guest in a second,
Okay.
or in a few minutes. It was against the above described backdrop of WSU administration inaction and police department dysfunction that Koberger arrived in the Pullman, Moscow community, immediately began engaging in overt harassing, stalking, and predatory behaviors, including repeatedly stalking over a period of months the 4 victims he ultimately murdered on November 13th, 2022. So that's interesting that they're saying that he stalked the victims, which...
He stalked the victims. Maddie, what's your mother mean? The guy who pursued you in your class showed up as an Amazon driver. What's going on? What happened?
When I was in college, this has nothing to do with like a professor or anything. It was just some like creep in my class. I don't know what happened. I think he I don't know if he like became like infatuated with me or what, but he started like, he found me on social media and started like DMing me to make sure when I was going to be on campus and kept asking to meet up.
I remember this. I remember this
I
guy.
kept telling
Yeah.
him like, oh, I just kept trying to make excuses. Like, I have a boyfriend, please leave me alone, even though I didn't. And I made like my guy friends pretend to be my boyfriend because he would like in class fully turn around and just stare at me. And I thought I was done with once I left college. And then like a year post grad, I was at my job and I was still living at home, and I blocked him on everything because he really freaked me out. And he like made another account and DM'd me my address. And I was like, what? Excuse me, what? And he said that he was an Amazon delivery driver and he showed up at that address to deliver a package for one of my parents. I think it was my dad, because he's like, oh, I just delivered a package for someone with the same last name as you. Like, is this where you live? And I lied. And I was like, that's my uncle's house. Like, he's the chief of police. Like, I was so scared. I just pulled.
That is so scary. Oh my gosh, Maddie.
Yeah, it was really freaky. I mean, luckily, once I told him that was my uncle who was the chief of police, I haven't heard back. But yeah, it was really creepy. I was really scared.
That is really scary. That is really scary. So when because you know, we were all following the Idaho 4, and I obviously think of all my nieces and my boys too, because it could happen. I mean, there's crazies out there. So I guess as we go through life, how do you navigate those? I mean, you did the right thing because you blocked them, but I guess if someone is destined to be a psycho, I don't know how you stop them.
Yeah, especially because I feel like a lot of the time, I mean, I know I'm speaking for myself, and I think I can speak for Nikki as well. Like, some of the people these days are so scary. You kind of don't want to anger them because you don't know what could set someone off. So you're like, I don't know if I want to block them or tell them to leave me alone, because what if it pisses them off and they retaliate?
You don't want to set them off, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you try to be nice, but then when you're nice, you're like, what if I'm inviting? They think it's like an invitation. Like, you never really know how to like approach these situations. It's really tough.
I don't know how anyone can listen to this and not like get so angry.
That's why I said I have to get Maddie and
like,
Nikki on this, because I'm
like,
so pissed.
When are we going to take women's word like seriously? 14 complaints and then 4 people get murdered. Like, this was bound to happen. Like, one of the other people, like, what we need to do as a society is take this more seriously. Like, this, everything he's laying out, and that one person that was like, he's destined to do this, like, he was going to do it no matter what. And I don't know, I don't have like a magic wand that's like, do this steps and it would have prevented it, but there was definitely things that could have been done, and these students could have been alive, in my opinion. I think he was going to do it no matter what, but like, how many complaints did there need to be for somebody to do something? You said
this is beyond the normal amount of complaints. This is ignorance. They ignored it and they chose to not do anything because of money. Yeah. Hey, Quest Bats, which I didn't know is Danica and Nate. They're saying hi to us. Hi, Nika and Nate. Guys. More nieces and nephews. Good. Thank you for watching us. You're so sweet. See, this is exactly where we are. No one wants to upset anyone. Yep. Yeah. Yep. You're right. You're right.
It's
all right. Well,
like There's also so many women that don't speak up. Like Maddie with that guy she was talking about, like, I don't know. So when complaints are filed, I think universities need to take them seriously. And I think there needs to be actions because this is so infuriating.
Yeah, you're right. And they don't speak up because then they look at you and go, well, Maddie, were you looking gorgeous on purpose? Are you trying to be
Exactly.
that way? And then you feel bad, like you're doing something bad. And yeah, it's all about education and awareness. All right, let's listen to my friend Brian.
Didn't come out in some of the the reports that we've seen. Subsequent forensic examination of Koberger's electronic devices revealed that he had performed many searches regarding home invasions, co-ed killings, and serial killers. Koberger's search history had also internet searches about psychopaths, paranoia, and porn involving non-consensual acts, despite having a formal threat assessment team. And this is important. WSU had a formal threat assessment team, and now common practice at universities to proactively identify, assess, and manage individuals who may pose a risk. WSU wholly failed to follow that process with Koberger and instead allowed his dangerous behaviors to escalate while simultaneously continued to support him financially, provide him with access to university resources, and keep him housed rent-free in the Pullman-Moscow community. As a result of WSU's actions and failure, 4 young college students were brutally murdered. So they are blaming WSU, saying not only was he a student there, but they employed him, they gave him free housing. He's the reason that he stayed in the community long enough that he actually murdered 4 young people. And yes, Pullman and Moscow are kind of one community. WSU was obligated to control Koberger under the requirements of its employment agreement with him. They're saying that they did not control him. Had WSU performed a comprehensive pre-employment background check on Koberger, it likely would have revealed significant red flags and the risk of hiring Koberger and bringing him to the Pullman-Moscow community. And this is a fellow WSU graduate teaching assistant who quickly identified Koberger as a threat. This person is quoted in the lawsuit. Pretty early on, I started leaving my office door open when he was in office, especially if there was a student in there, because I just wanted to make sure that nothing was inappropriate. Like I felt very early on that this guy was going to do something inappropriate with students. Koberger's supervising instructor at WSU was aware early on that female graduate students did not like Koberger because he was off-putting, and that several female graduate students were very uncomfortable because of interactions they had with Koberger. One fellow WSU graduate student reported that based on how Koberger talks to and treats women, people in the WSU criminal justice program thought that he was a possible future rapist. They were already calling Koberger a possible future rapist before anything came out about him involving the murders in Idaho. Female graduate students would complain that Koberger made them uncomfortable, feel unsafe, that he was creepy, and would try to distance themselves from him, including physically spacing out from Koberger in classrooms. There were numerous instances where Koberger would stare at students weirdly during class, making students uncomfortable. Koberger's supervising instructor at WSU believed that Koberger did this in a way to display power or dominance. Koberger's supervising instructors also were aware of a complaint made by a senior student that Koberger stared at her a lot in class and that it made her feel uncomfortable. Koberger would engage in similar inappropriate behavior with WSU instructors. The instructor under whom Koberger served as her undergraduate teaching assistant reported that she would regularly interact with him and that he was frequently in her office. The instructor stated that Koberger would stand behind her while she was working at her desk and stare over her shoulder at her. This instructor had another WSU professor escort her to her car at the end of the workday because Koberger's behavior was of such concern. Koberger's inappropriate behavior with this instructor also was reported to other WSU professors. WSU, yeah. Another female WSU staff member described Koberger as creepy and stated that he would simply stand at her desk and stare at her or her coworker. She also observed Koberger physically block her coworker in her desk area. Koberger would also follow this female staffer and her coworker to their cars at the end of the day, causing her to arrange for escorts at 5 p.m. after work to safely get to their cars. They had to have escorts prearranged to get to their cars. That's how.
So this isn't even students. Now we're talking about the professors. How crazy is that? That they're not doing anything. It's mind-boggling.
It also just seems like so much more work to just have people escorted to their cars every time they're going out than to just fire somebody.
It's crazy to me.
It's also like angry. It's like makes me angry to hear like, oh, like we're advise you stay away, you get escorted. Like, why isn't anybody talking to him about his behavior?
Yeah.
Like, why is it like on the women? Like, oh, don't talk to him, don't do this, don't do that. It's like we're missing the whole point here, like the university.
Amen.
And one of the comments said like the university had a right to protect its students, and absolutely.
Yeah, they failed.
They failed. So yes.
Hey, Dr. Trey, I would have never tolerated them not acting on these complaints at my university. It's ridiculous. That's what I don't know. I don't think we hear from the campus police. I'd like to hear from them and hear what their story is. Because this is disgusting.
Concerned they were about Koberger. There were also numerous instances where Koberger would block the door and trap female graduate students in their on-campus student offices for long periods of time. In one instance, a WSU professor heard a female graduate student say, "I really need to get out of here." And the professor intervened by going to the office to allow the female student to leave. One female graduate student reported that Koberger would trap her in her office and that he would try to talk to her about the Ted Bundy murders. Some WSU graduate students would try to keep their on-campus office doors closed in order to keep Koberger out. Another WSU graduate student would keep their office door open as a place of refuge for people trying to get away from Koberger. Koberger was perceived by female classmates as dominant and sexist, disrespectful. They thought he was an incel. Oh my gosh, right? By September 2022, Koberger had developed a reputation at WSU for being a dick. That's what they described him as, being a dick. Koberger had also developed a reputation at WSU for being very homophobic. Koberger would pick fights with other WSU classmates, and his arguments would leave the class upset. Koberger had built up fury and rage. Koberger tended to be aggressive when interacting with female colleagues and would get agitated, argumentative, and confrontational during class instruction, as well as out of the classroom, often prompting other classmates to intervene. In one instance that occurred during the first few weeks of the semester, a confrontation with Koberger made a female student so upset that she fled the classroom in tears during the middle of class, leaving her possessions behind. Professors in the WSU graduate program were aware of the incident at the time that it occurred. The student later filed a complaint against Koberger at the WSU CCR office. The student filed the complaint with the goal of creating documentation of the incident should further issues arise with Koberger. Koberger was supposedly spoken to about his inappropriate behavior, but nothing further was done about this incident. Koberger's female classmates kept a board. They had a board with a running tally of his behaviors in female instructor-led classes versus male instructor-led classes, as well as documenting his discriminatory comments. Wow. In one incident, Koberger had a female WSU graduate student alone in a classroom, and Koberger physically blocked her from leaving the classroom. Remember, these are criminology students. They started tracking the disturbing behavior, yet for whatever reason, WSU didn't kick him out until after he was already arrested for the murders. The sophomore, this is now a sophomore that they're discussing in the lawsuit. The sophomore was told the WSU staff had talked to Koberger as many as 5 times about his inappropriate behavior. When she would see Koberger in the hallway, he would physically corner her and attempt to force a conversation, even though the sophomore tried to not engage. The sophomore found those experiences to be scary, especially when she was alone. She described them as scary. The sophomore thought it was strange that Koberger seemed to know her schedule and would intentionally encounter her. Out of concerns over Koberger, the sophomore's boss at WSU would occasionally take her home so that she would not have to walk by herself or take public transportation. So there was a professor having to take this girl home because she was so scared of Koberger.
Okay, so we're just seeing, like, it's blowing my, it was, as it goes on, the first time I heard this, I was like, how many people were going out of their way? But I mean, Zach had a good point. He's being creepy. Is he doing anything? But they didn't even look into it. Like, they didn't even give him a warning, tell him to knock it off. No, like, everyone avoided it. Like, let's not, he might be a ticking time bomb. Let's not irritate him.
Yeah.
I mean, all those complaints though, like I would love to hear the university side. You know what I mean? Like, hey, this is the steps we took. This is like our side, because it really is mind blowing right now. Like, when I think Boston Booty had a point, like when did it become enough? Like, how many complaints does it take for you to be like, hey, maybe this is actually an issue? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, maybe this is wrong. Maybe we need to do, and you're right. We need to hear this. This is probably one-sided because this is the family filing it. I'm so glad they did, though, because they didn't get their day in court. So maybe this is how they get there. I mean, you never get revenge because it's so devastating, but it's something.
A WSU employee who was assigned to work with Koberger began receiving complaints in late August 2022 from students and staff in the criminal justice program about Koberger's inappropriate behavior. Because of these complaints, the WSU employee spent a lot of time, at least once a week, speaking with Koberger during these disciplinary meetings. Again, this is interesting. I knew some of these things from the police reports that we got through FOIA, but some of this stuff is new. A fellow female WSU graduate student was asked by WSU to start keeping track of Koberger's behaviors towards her. So they were asking students to keep track of Koberger's behaviors. As early as mid-September 2022, WSU professors were discussing the need to do an intervention with Koberger because he's offended several of our female students. When asked, how do you want to handle this, another WSU professor responded, let's see when we have more info. Also around September, October 2022, a female graduate student came to WSU professor to report that someone had broken into her apartment and stole intimate items such as perfume and underwear, and that the student was very scared. That WSU professor also believed that Koberger was stalking people. One evening, a female employee was home alone and changing in her bedroom when someone knocked on her window. She called her husband to come home from work. On another occasion, she heard someone on her porch in the evening. Her husband came home again and saw a white car leaving the area. Kohberger drove a white car. Both occurrences were in August or September of 2022. So was there any full-on proof that that was Kohberger? It doesn't seem like it, but based on all of this evidence, they thought it was necessary to include into the lawsuit. One WSU professor warned her colleagues in a meeting about Kohberger that he was a predator. And they quote here, "He is smart enough that in 4 years we will have to give him a PhD. Mark my word, I work with predators. If we give him a PhD, that's the guy that in many years," and I read this already, but it's important, "when he's a professor, we will hear is harassing, stalking, and sexually abusing his students at whichever university he ends up at." Okay, so all of those reports were from before the murders. And it just shows that there was this pattern of students and staff being really, really worried about Kohberger. This is now after the quadruple murders, okay? After the quadruple murders, but before Kohberger was identified as a suspect, Kohberger's supervising instructor at WSU considered the possibility that Kohberger had committed the murders. Similarly, fellow WSU graduate students also immediately thought that Kohberger.
Oh, see, I didn't hear this part. I mustn't have listened to it all the way through because that's what I was wondering if as soon as it happened, it sounds like they were like, oh yeah, it was him.
Committed the murders. Kohberger's office mate and fellow teaching assistant employed by WSU observed a large scratch on Kohberger's face, which looked like scratches from fingernails. Other members of the WSU criminology program also observed wounds on Kohberger's hands following the murders. None of the members of the WSU criminology program, however, notified law enforcement about Kohberger's behavior or their suspicions about his potential involvement in the murders. Only after the murders and after the semester had concluded did WSU make the belated decision to terminate Kohberger's teaching assistantship, cut Kohberger's funding, and remove him from the graduate program. So they didn't do.
So hold on. They didn't notify anyone, even though they suspected him, and they let him continue to teach. Is that what they just said?
I think they're saying that some fellow professors noticed some like wounds on him, but they didn't report it to law enforcement, and they suspected that it could have been him. But honestly, I have to say, I kind of blame the university for this because all these women and all these professors are coming forward saying, hey, this guy's a creep. Can you do something? And they're making these women feel crazy. They're like, it's nothing. Like, we're just going to keep him as a professor. You need to be more careful. Just make notes of the incident. So now they're probably noticing these wounds and they're like, oh, well, we're probably just over exaggerating this. We're probably thinking things that didn't happen. Like, if we report it, what if the police like think we're crazy? So I kind of blame the university for that because
I totally blame the university.
Yeah, like I don't blame them for not coming forward because they probably were made to feel crazy for coming forward in the first place. So now they're like, whatever, like we're probably yeah, they're scared too.
I'd be scared as hell.
Robin J, they put legal liability over human safety. Extremely disappointing. Yep. Your mom says you're 100% right. Isn't it nice when your mom agrees with you?
Yeah. I mean, me and my mom were both very involved with this case. We were following it from like
you got me involved. You got me involved, and I was disappointed. Honestly, it didn't go to trial. I think it just because I wanted he would never feel remorse. I wanted him to feel horrible, but he probably never would.
Until after the murders, but I just want to read this again. After the quadruple murders, before Kohberger was identified as a suspect, Kohberger's supervising instructor at WSU considered the possibility that Kohberger had committed the murders. Just think about that. Before Kohberger was arrested, when nobody knew who did it, his professor at WSU considered that he may have done it. They were so creeped out about this guy, according to all the quotes in this lawsuit, that they actually thought that he might have been the one who committed the murders, even before he was arrested. That's how scared they were of this guy. That's how many warning signs there were. So those are really the highlights from, at least to me, from the lawsuit. There's a lot in here that I went through that I did not highlight just because it was things that we already knew. But essentially, and they've got this law firm out of Kansas City, by the way. And again, it's all for parents and families that are now part of this lawsuit suing WSU. But essentially, they are saying, Washington State University, you had the warning signs. You had more than a dozen people come forward that we know of. And this is just stuff that's been public from the police reports. There could be stuff that WSU has that they haven't released. But from what we know, you had at least a dozen people come forward and say, these are the warning signs. We're scared of this guy. We've been stalked by this guy, or we're scared we're going to be stalked by this guy. And this lawsuit is alleging that WSU did nothing about that, essentially. And if they had done something and fired him earlier, he could have been back in Pennsylvania and the murders may have never happened. I'm joined now by Steve.
Okay, so I mean, all right, I'm gonna remove that. And talk
One
to my
sec,
pretty
I'll be right
nieces.
back.
Yeah, no problem. Can you see me?
Yeah.
So, okay, so I have a lot of thoughts. He may not have murdered those 4. He was going to kill in his lifetime.
He was going to kill. Yeah.
He was going to kill. I'd love to hear from a lawyer what they think. Like, yes, the university screwed up. They screwed up. The campus police, they didn't investigate. But is this a situation where there's nothing you can do? Like, there wasn't enough evidence to do, but they should have done something. I mean, I don't know. I'm all over the place. I don't know.
I would love to know the conversations they had with Brian. Is this something they truly were like, it's a complaint? Or did they sit him down? Because, like, it's hard when you tell women, like, oh, like, get escorted to the car, ignore him. It's like, you're, like, normalizing his behavior, saying it's okay. Like, continue to stand behind women, corner them, do that, do this. So, I mean, it's as angry as I am at the university, and I do think they're at fault. Like, I hope moving forward, there's change that behavior is not accepted. If you do that, you will lose your job. And maybe, I think he was going to kill no matter what. I think it was in his bones. It was whatever. Like, all these complaints is definitely eye-opening, like, on this case. Like, it's very frustrating.
Yeah, it's like putting a Band-Aid on a wound that keeps bleeding, but not addressing the fact that, you keep stabbing yourself with a knife. Like, that's the problem. The knife going into your skin is causing the bleeding, not the Side-Eye Jess says, I'd rather be the person who spoke up. Had they fired him, there would have been questions on why didn't they report him to authorities. I think they should have done more, and it's going to happen. That's true. That's true. I guess where I stand is the families. So there's two sides of it. Legally, I'm not sure they have a case, because legally they can't tie what his behavior to the murders. So if if they had stopped him, would he still have murdered in a different university? That's what I think legally might be. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, but as a parent, like, what the fuck? You did nothing.
Yeah. I'd be so livid. And I feel so much for these families. They've been through so much. And I just think the case, it wasn't handled as best as it could. I mean, even, what was it, Moscow? Their police department was not equipped to handle a quadruple homicide. So.
That's true too. That's true too.
Yeah, I just feel so bad for them. And I just don't know how you ever get over something like this.
I don't think you ever get over it.
No.
Prince came in. Prince is now laying in his stress bed in my.
I miss Prince.
Office. He's looking at you like, I would turn the camera on him, but then I'd have to make adjustments and it would never go back. He's so cute. Yeah, but as soon as I listen to that, I'm like, I need to get my niece. Oh, it's snowing a lot now. Is it snowing in Boston?
Oh yeah, a little bit of flurries.
Yeah.
We're the driveway's covered already.
I gotta make my way to Maddie's.
Yeah, go ahead. If you have to go.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Gotta make my way to Maddie's. Oh my God. Are you going by yourself, honey?
No, I'm going with my roommate. My other roommate, I don't know how she's doing it. She got on a plane. She's in Florida and she's landing at 1. I don't know how it took off. So
she just sent me a screenshot of her in the air, and she's like in the middle of the story when she just goes, wee.
She's in the storm.
Yeah, she's flying from Florida to Boston. Like, she's in the middle of it. Yeah,
Well,
and then we said to her, there's no way you're getting home, and she somehow is on the flight.
She'll get in, but it's risky. Like, if you were coming, Florida's probably fine. Like, I know a lot of people, because this is a big sales kickoff week. So I know, like, a lot of people. So Beyond Trust is having theirs in Florida. Not Beyond Trust, sorry, CyberArk.
I was like, what?
Yeah, CyberArk is having theirs in Florida.
That's
and crazy. Everyone's like trying to come in through Georgia, and it's shut down. It's like impossible to get flights. So.
I don't know how she took off, but me and my roommate are gonna go to Maddie's, and then she's gonna meet us there too. But
yeah, party.
To be young.
She's gonna show up with her luggage.
She could show up with it. So she could stay for a long time. Oh my gosh. I would have stayed in Florida. I wouldn't come back to
That's what I said. I'm like,
I
stay
told her.
in the warm weather.
That is crazy. So Dr. Trey's in Florida. It'll be 86 in Florida today.
I'm so
Breaking
jealous.
heat records while everyone else is turning to ice. Oh my God.
As long
Yeah.
as you're rooting for the Pats, Dr. Dre.
Dr.
Or-
Dre, Pat, everyone in this channel has to be cheering on the
Pats
Pats
Nation.
today. Well,
Yeah.
I just want a good game. I want a really good game.
No, Auntie. We
No,
want
and I want the Pats to win. I mean, obviously
yeah.
they're going to win, right? There's no chance they don't win.
No, I mean,
Is it?
without Bo Nix.
I don't,
No.
but the only thing that makes me worried is the elevation in Denver. It is
Yeah.
hard to play there. So
What's their
I mean-
weather like? Are they having any weather?
I don't know. Let's
I
see.
don't
Any
think
ice
so.
or anything? No. I wish it was in Foxborough. I said that to Uncle
Oh
Johnny.
my God.
And he's
same.
like, they would have canceled it with 2 feet
Yeah.
of snow.
They probably
I'm
would
like,
have made it start earlier, like at 1.
yeah. Yeah.
But that's why I was rooting for the Bills last weekend, because if the Bills won, it would have come to Foxborough.
Yeah. I would. That
Yeah.
would be fun. I love a snow
Me
game.
too.
I really do.
We haven't
I
had one
love
in a
that.
while.
Last week there was snow, but not, I mean, it wasn't.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't 2 feet of snow,
Yeah.
but thank you for listening to that, because I was really irritated. And it just reminded me of, I know you girls deal with it. And
Yeah.
here's the thing. Your aunties and your mom dealt with it when we were going through. I just was hoping things had changed, but I guess it hasn't. It hasn't changed, and more awareness, I guess I hope those university, like you said, Nikki, is reviewing their policies and they learn from this, and that everyone can come forward and that it's taken seriously. And I hope that everybody out there in the workplace, if you see it happening, you stop it. And, even in today, you guys know what I went through with my asshole boss that I can't talk about, but, it still happens today. So just be the ally in everyone's work and personal life to make sure that shit doesn't happen.
Any complaint. But my only takeaway from this is any complaint that's made, just take it seriously, take the steps, make it more comfortable for people to come out, men or women, for complaints. Take it seriously, go through the steps, and hopefully we can be better moving forward.
Yeah.
And be allies and stand up so that if you see it happen. Hey, Katie D, thank you for joining us. Okay, so I'm just going to read a couple of chats. What else? You guys have anything else going on for the week that you want to chat about?
I don't think so.
I don't think
Casino?
so.
Can we go to the casino? I really want to go.
I know, don't go without us. I was listening to Salty Sisters. You guys were like planning it. I'm like, what about the nieces?
Yes, when are you coming?
Well, I was going to say, I think next weekend I'll be going back to my parents because I have plans with some of my home friends. So maybe we could do Friday. Nikki, could you be convinced to go back to?
I'm going to be at Foxwoods or Mohegan for my best friend's birthday. So I'm going to be at a different casino.
She's cheating on us.
Ooh.
Wait a minute. I think I heard an invite to go to Fox.
Yeah, let's send it.
Somewhere.
It actually might be Mohegan. I don't think we could afford Foxwoods.
Oh, look, my son Kyle's calling. He's so sweet. He calls me every Sunday. Isn't that sweet? Kyle, I'm doing a live. If you watched your mother, you know that I'm doing a live right now and I can't talk to you. Dr. Trey has an idea for a show. Hold on. Let's hear what it is. We should definitely, we're good. So just so everyone knows, we try to take up an entire table of blackjack, and it's good mojo. I'm the anchor. I like to be the anchor. Because I know the rules.
Auntie, we should do a live at the casino.
I think I don't know if we couldn't do it from the blackjack table, but Jess does it sometimes. Jess Machado is really funny. She'll be like driving and she does a live show every morning when she's talking and she drives, and she'll be like, come on, let's go in the casino and just do a quick, she does slot machines though.
I don't like the slot machines. I'm not good at them.
No, we do blackjack. We're good. Okay, hold on. Dr. Trey has an idea. Let's see what it is. Have the Salty Sisters team up and do that game that Jimmy has been doing where you see how well you know each other. Oh, that is so good.
Come in.
You can moderate.
Yeah.
Dr. Trey, it's so funny because I just told my sisters that I'm going to be doing rapid fire questions at them Tuesday. Like, who's the best cook? Who had the most boyfriends? That type of stuff.
That would be fun.
That's cute.
That's going to be fun.
It will moderate.
And you guys can moderate. You also have to tell, like, because we're all going to think differently, like who's the best cook. I mean, mom's, but I don't know if everyone's going to
See, but I've
agree.
only had I feel like I've only had my mom's cooking. So I can't really say an answer.
Auntie's smile dropped.
How have you not had my cooking? You come over here for cookouts and for we bring food to Thanksgiving. You know, you've never had our food. You've only had your mom. I'm like,
Auntie, your smile just faded. Like,
first of all, I told your mom she's disqualified because of the cat hair in the food. And she
Oh.
goes, "That's fair."
Auntie, you should every single time at dinner, whenever I find a boo hair, my dad's like, "You found it. That's the one I hid." He like makes a joke because every time there's got to be
She
a boo
said
hair.
that. She goes, "That's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair." Oh my God, that is so funny. I'm like, how have you not had my food? You grew up here.
oh my God.
You know, I
So
probably
funny.
have.
Oh my gosh, that was funny. That was disappointing. Okay, so Skip, let me tell you about Skip. Should we go see Skip? Do you guys have to go? I don't want to keep you. Oh, it's 11. You probably have to go. Skip, I don't care. I'm going to tell you this anyway. Skip is doing the year of isolation. So I'm trying to get my arms around it too. He is here. You want to go see him? Let's go see him.
I learned about him on your last live.
Oh, you did? Oh, so you're good. You watch my live.
And it was towards the end, so I was on the entire time.
Okay, hold on. Let's see what he's doing. He's always live. I guess he's live 24/7. And I don't, people think I'm mean. I'm not being mean to him. I just don't understand it. But it's okay. He's doing it for mental health reasons. So you know me, I'll get behind that. He
Yeah.
wants to lose weight. I sense that there were issues and he feels like isolating in a room is going to help him. And he has a balcony,
God.
so we can go out. So we
That would drive
support.
me crazy.
Is
I know.
the door like locked?
We support him. Is it locked? So that's what you usually see. This is Skip. He exercises. He's got a wife and kids. I think the kids are in their 20s. I don't know. Why do you want to know if the door's locked? You mean so he can't get out?
Yeah.
You're locked. John, I have an idea. No, we can't have Uncle Johnny be in isolation. I was in panic mode. I thought that he was going to be gone to New Orleans and I'd have to shovel. Maddie, you know, I'm not shoveling.
No,
I
you're
mean,
too pretty for that.
Thank you. Thank you. So, okay. But I pop in occasionally, Dr. Trey says, but I don't understand the chat, so I usually leave quickly. Okay, so he's cooking right now. He's cooking. I've never seen this part. He's cooking.
I feel
So
like
he's
we're
just-
like intruding.
It kind of feels that way. Let's see. I didn't realize. I think that's what someone told me, Dizzy, is that he has that. I know you guys have to drop, so just say goodbye when you have to go. Well, Maddie, you can stay on. Nikki has to drop because she has to get over to you. Maddie, you're
Yeah.
probably busy
All
too,
right.
though. Oh, here he is. Hi.
So
Oh, that looks
I'm having
good.
3 eggs, a cup of egg whites into an arugula omelet. See that? That arugula and then sweet potato. What I'm having.
Is he
What I'm about to eat.
lost 11 pounds so far? And he's going to stay in this room for a year. He's working with the trainer.
Hey, who did somebody accidentally get let me look read back.
Uh-oh.
Somebody accidentally get blocked because I can unblock them.
Is he yelling at me? I'm always afraid that he's like, who's streaming my show? That looks really good. He's got a fridge in there, I see. He sleeps. Does he sleep on camera?
That's what
Does
I was
anyone
going
know?
to ask.
Does he sleep on camera? Maybe he goes out at night and no one knows. He has a balcony. He could shimmy down a ladder and be gone all night. We wouldn't know. Hi. I know. Don't you want to hide? Don't you feel like we're prying on him?
Yeah, I feel like he's watching us.
Okay. Bay Harbor Beauty. Yes, he does. He has a camera on him when he sleeps.
He's been doing this for 350 days.
No, I think he's
No, he just started it. He's going.
Oh, it's counting down.
It's counting down. Yeah. That'd be.
Oh my
be better.
God.
Wow. Auntie, you should do a live with him.
I know he comes on Jess's show. I'm sure he would. I have too many questions because I feel like this might not be healthy.
Yeah.
I feel like might not be a good thing, but maybe it is. I don't want to.
What's the motivation behind it?
Because
I'm just curious. Is it to lose weight?
he wants to lose weight and he needed to do something different because he would be successful for 12 weeks and then not. And I think that he wanted something to do with mental health too. I think he has a balcony so he can go stand outside and have a balcony. He just wants to get healthy.
Good for him.
That's good.
And Zach is right. To each their own. If it works, it works. In my mind, it's healthier to be, to hug people. And, we're a big family. Could you imagine not seeing one of us? We'd be in the windows. Hey, I need to see you.
Yeah.
Can people go in the room that
Yeah, I
he's
can
in,
fix
or does he
timeout.
have to be alone?
I think he has to be alone.
Wow.
I don't really know though, so I'm kind of guessing. Dizzy would love to go into isolation for a year. Yeah, my thought initially was go put your feet in the grass or sand and go to the ocean like that, to me but everyone's different. I don't know what his journey or life story is. So that's why I don't always go. He's changing habits for the rest of his life. I'm totally support. Dizzy doesn't like people. I totally support it if it works for him, but I just don't know if this is a good thing for society to isolate. I have concerns. What you guys think? All right, we're done watching you. Bye, Skip. It was fun. That's really all I ever see him when I pop in. He's always just kind of not talking, just typing. Yeah. So I don't know. All right, go Pats. What's the score? Nikki, give me your prediction.
Oh God, I'm going to go 34-16. I don't know. Pats win 34-16. I don't know.
34-16. Okay, how about you, Mads?
I'm going to say 28-17 Pats.
Ooh, you guys got a high scoring game.
I don't know. I panicked. I was
so high scoring.
You didn't tell me, Auntie, you were going to do that.
Auntie, the picture of us has to be me and Maddie going like this for the live.
Okay, you know what though? I can't control that. I haven't figured out when it snaps us. I know.
Oh, that would be so good though.
You should just totally C-Star's in Skip's chat too. Oh, that's cool. I'm in there once in a while, not all the time. Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about, Patricia. I work in mental health. Usually isolation is discouraged. I would think that it would be. So I just worry. Hold on, Nikki's texting me. What's she say? Yeah. Oh no, you laughed at. Okay. That was a while ago. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to my text.
I was like, I don't think I did.
You girls so much. I'm going to talk a little bit about some cyber crap that's going on. So you don't have to stay on, but you're welcome to stay on if you want to.
I'm going to jump because I'm going to go eat and then Uber to Maddie.
Oh, have fun. Make sure you send me pictures of you guys, wherever you end up. Be safe.
Thanks for having us on.
I hope we don't lose power. That would be such a bummer.
I know.
Right? I mean, we won't.
Look what Bay Harbor Beauty said. You need to snap the photo for the shot you want. There's a way to clip the photo you want.
Bay Harbor Beauty, tell me more. You need to snap the photo for the shot you want. There's a way to clip the photo you want. Oh, I have no idea how to do that.
We'll chat GPT it later.
We'll chat. Yeah, we have no idea. Thank you, girls. Have a good day. Be safe.
Bye.
All right.
Love
bye.
you.
Love you.
Go Pats.
Go Pats. Oh, my niece is the best. I love them. They're so sweet. Cyberchick will figure out how to do it. Yeah, definitely. I always wondered because I'll look at it and I'll be like, when is it taking the snapshot of everything? So yeah, my nieces are so sweet. I love them. We have more nieces too that I just have to get on the show. That Nika, I'm talking to you, and Brianna. We're gonna get Jess and Liz up here. So they are very nice young ladies. They're so adorable. So I wanted to end the show. I got a couple of comments about. I feel like I've said this like 3 times already, but there's always new people on the show. So people, if you were in Jimmy's chat last night, he was having a conversation about Jen Altman, and Ray from Dallas was in there. And look, I just want to say everyone should do whatever they want to do in terms of channels and support them. And it's okay if someone doesn't like my channel because I'm not their cup of tea, that's fine. And I was just voicing my opinion on the Ray for Dallas channel. I do have some issues with someone who doesn't show themselves because of the business that I'm in. And I think that I've gone over this a few times, but I just want to reiterate first of all, I don't think it's a channel for me, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be a channel for everyone. I've talked about the North Korean remote IT worker fraud that's going on, the threat that it's provided to U.S. companies. So these North Korean agents come in and they infiltrate work environment. They apply for jobs. They take them away from U.S. citizens by posing as U.S. citizens. They have fake profiles, fake LinkedIn accounts. And with AI, you can just fake who you are. And I think that that's the biggest problem I have is if someone can't come on TV or come on, not TV, camera, and prove that they are who they say they are, then you can be catfished. And so number one, I don't know who he is. I don't know anything about him. I don't know I have no connection to him because first of all, I don't really watch his show. So maybe that's not fair, but I don't know if he talks about his family, his friends, his work, his hometown. What's the connection there? And if you can't verify the person is who they say they are, it's sort of a troll account. Like when I don't engage with parody or troll accounts on Twitter because it's just, they're fake. They're fake. So they don't exist. What the IT workers do is they get access to US laptops, US IP addresses, internet connections. They're able to infiltrate email for companies. So companies hire, say, Bob Smith, but Bob Smith is actually a North Korean agent. And ways that the FBI has recommended that you avoid that is make sure someone is on camera for several minutes, like 20 minutes at a time, at least for 3 times, there's little things you do, like make sure your background is not blurred out. Maybe have access to seeing outside a window too, to pinpoint some location data that you can get, to wave in front of the camera because AI images will deflect. It'll screw up the pixels if you're using an AI image. So what they're stealing is money, data, blah, blah, blah. So all that really just to say, I don't like him, but you guys can like him. There's no big deal. That, and he went after Jess Machado. I'm very loyal to Jess. And anyone that has a beef with Rat House Media, and I don't even know what that beef was about, I'm Team Danny. So that's all I had to say about that. So there were a lot of people getting upset with, and all I was saying was, you don't know who Ray from Dallas is. That's a good rule, George. I don't post any personal info here or because I don't want to be doxxed. I'm not a sock account, but I get accused of it all the time. So it's different to, you can tell the difference from a sock account and a real person. So a real person has their own, I bet, Georgia, that you have connections with people on X and in YouTube. And I bet that you post your own original content. Trolls and sock accounts will just do replies, and they're just there to, pile on. It's that pile on effect. Dizzy says, it was fun. Kelly, I got a lot of my suspicions verified. Ooh, what's that about? Let me scroll back up. Who was on? Oh, Jimmy was on all night. Yeah, I only watched some of it. Ray told me to get the fuck out of his chat for defending Jess. Dizzy, did he really? Yeah. Yep. Oh, and I can understand being very careful with your real name or having, if you don't want to be, I'm in cybersecurity, and I also know that I'm putting myself out there specifically around the topic of my family and the cult. And I'm okay with that. I'm not going to come out here and give, personal information, volunteer my social security. Everyone has a different risk tolerance that they find acceptable for themselves, and they have to monitor it accordingly. But there's a difference between, you probably don't have a channel where you're trying to connect with people. If you're really out there trying to connect with people, my opinion is you do it by getting on camera. Do you always have to be on camera? No. Sometimes Jimmy and Jess jump on, but we know who they are. So I don't feel like I'm being catfished with that. And also, Dr. Trey, your job that's a really good point. A lot of people just don't want to let their profession out. But we also know, Dr. Trey, when you post that it's your original content and we know who you are. I never heard him say anything bad about Jess ever. Yeah, just like I would never have someone on my show who was going to spend hours and hours saying horrible things about Jess. So that's what I was talking about with my nieces. You have to be a good ally. You have to be a strong supporter and a strong defender of people that you support. And in my mind, you don't do that by platforming Jen Altman and LG. I don't know. I know his mods don't like Jess, but Bay Harbor Beauty. We don't even know if Ray is from Dallas. So anyways, just so you know, that's just where I stand with it. They've determined that Toy is BLT. That's what I'm talking about, Toy. It's crazy. By the way, go to Toy74 on YouTube and subscribe, please. Listen to her music. She generates phenomenal videos and music, and it's just the best side. Sometimes, Toy, I just put your music on when I'm cleaning because I really like it. So thank you for doing that. And thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Hey, funeral lady. Happy Storm Day. Yeah, I'm watching it. Someone's out walking their dog. Oh, it's a greyhound. They're walking the greyhound down the street. It's tough because it's really coming down now. Yeah, and I'm not trying to get everybody in my chat not to like Ray. I'm just telling you that this is funny. I'm just defending what I put in the chat because a few people emailed me like, Ray has a good heart. I just don't listen to him. I don't think I would listen to him even if it was on camera, but the fact that he's not is a big no for me, big red flag. Dr. Trey, do y'all know that Cyberchick is a secret mod for Jimmy and I have an invisible wrench? Yeah, that was funny. That was something that I was, in fact, accused of. This is me engaging and going slower because the feedback I got was that normally I would have just got off with my nieces and said, okay, I'm out of here. Goodbye, everyone. Click. And people are like, you leave so fast. Like we don't even know that it's over and it's gone. So I'm taking my time today. Although I'm freezing. I'm drinking both an iced coffee and a hot coffee. My system's confused. Everyone loves Toy's music. Funeral Lady, can I tell everyone that you're going to be going live sometime? And Bay Harbor Beauty too, which I think is phenomenal. So we're going to be big supporters of people that are in our chat when they decide to go live. I'm very excited for it. And make sure you order from Bay Harbor Beauty. I just ordered more perfume. I'm obsessed with the perfume. Her perfume comes in a roller ball and it's oil and it's fabulous. Well, I hope everyone enjoys the snowstorm. I am about to go start my cooking myself. And I don't think I'll be live for the rest of the day, but we never know what's going to go on. And I appreciate it. So thank you, everyone. Have a great day and stay safe.